Hey, well, boy, howdy. Welcome to the garage today. I believe it's Friday. It says so right here on my watch. No, it doesn't. It's just got the time. Anyways, so here we are. Welcome again. And I'll show you some more stuff I've been doing on this. I haven't been working on it steadfastly lately. I've been doing a lot of stuff in the house and with the house changing, as I've told you about before. So let's see what I've been doing lately. I'm not going to say I'm sorry or apologize for doing this stuff without you guys, because it's all so available on YouTube and much better illustrated on YouTube. These guys have cool camera setups and all kinds of, getting in there and really looking at stuff. But, I'm always pleading the same thing. I just don't have that technology yet. So let's see what I've been doing. Here's the guitar. Now, you know the story. Bought it in '61. I bought it, let's pretend, and I played it for over 40 years. It was my main guitar, my favorite guitar, and I used it, but I didn't abuse it or, let it sit out in the weather, but it did get worn out in certain spots, like right here, where when you play a guitar, your arm rests on it. I have another guitar that's really like that, and so I kind of copied it off of there, and I think this is good. I have, since the last time we got together, I had completely sanded all this off except for just a couple little spots front and back, and I redid it, and I'm happier with this. So now all I got to do is sanding sealer it. There's the top, of course. There's the side, the back. I like the back. It turned out pretty good. There's the other side. And you can see I bolted the neck on there. Had to drill this one out. This is not the kit guitar neck. This is not the guitar the neck that came with this guitar. As I told you in a different video, I kind of slaughtered that toward here, and it's still hanging up there on the wall of shame. Just to remind me to be a little more careful, or you're gonna waste your money. Anywho, I got this stuck on here today. And I put two tuners in it, and I put this bridge on it. Excuse me. So what the deal is, these two bridges probably look pretty identical. Here they are. But if you put this one on here, and then you turn it like this, put it right up next to it, let's do it this way. See how much taller this back one is than the front one? That is because this is a string through bridge. In other words, the strings go through these little holes back here. Well, as most people that own Fenders know, most Fenders, for the most part, were always, if they had a tremolo system, they were through the tremolo block through the back, and if they were a hardtail, they had 6 little holes back here with 6 little ferrules. Well, if I don't mess it up, that's what I'm going to do with this one. So it'll be just a little more realistic. Okay? And then the strings will come out through these holes through the body. And there's the great controversy of one of the other guitar, many other guitar controversies. Painting it, oh, you gotta paint it, it won't have a true tone anymore, and blah, blah, blah. If you want sustain, get yourself a dang compressor pedal. There you have it. Push a little button on the floor and it'll sustain for weeks. Come on, guys, get into the 90s at least. We're in the 2000s, so at least run into the 90s. Anywho, just having fun with y'all. So I got some of the stuff that I've got for this now. I got these really cool Tone Ninja tuners. And these, I read a couple reviews on them. I really like these. They are really machined really well. Their operation is totally smooth, and I've, pushed them all the way down. The other set I had that was on a different guitar, this knurled part was resting right on it, and it was like it didn't get machined completely flat, and so it made it feel like it was just, it was going like that, and it was catching, and it really didn't work very well. So I decided not to use that set. Now, I think that was just a bad set, to be honest with you, because the other, I have them on a couple of my guitars, and they were all really good. and price range, they're within $10 of each other, so who cares? So anyway, that's what we're doing with that. So we got to drill these holes, strings through the body. Well, how are we going to do that without screwing it up? Well, had to get me some Brad Point drill bits. And as you can see, little point on there. And what that does is it helps guide it down without it wobbling around. You know, a flat one without a point has a tendency to want to wobble around and auger the hole out. And it's easier to go like this. With this little, just that little itty bitty point, it's always kind of keeping it straight and true. So we'll see if old RJ here can, you know, get that done. We're going to have to drill through and then drill back up. Then these here are Forstner bits. All the big shots have them, even the little shots. Same thing, basically, they got a point. I don't know if you can see that, but they got a point on them. And then they've got like a really super, really nice router bit. So these will be used to make the string ferrule holes from the bottom, because they're bigger around than the holes that the strings go through. So about halfway up the back, they'll be bigger around. You tap those string ferrules in there, and that's how you get your strings held on. Isn't that something? Well, you learn something every day, don't you? At least you try. So here's the pickguard. I'll see if I can get this on. Last video I made, or last time I tried to make this video, as usual, I had to struggle with it. So let's just see if I can get this in here somehow. There we go. Alright, so this is the basic stock, what I always consider a dual sonic or Mustang pickguard, okay? This is what I remember as a kid. I had buddies that had these guitars when we were like in junior high school, 1960 something or other, and they had some of the Mustangs and some of the dual sonics had two little slider switches right here. So it was like off in the middle, on, up, or in the back it made it out of phase, it made it kind of thin sounding. Or you could buy it and it had this three-way toggle on it. So I really don't know what difference, or you know, what they called the different models that had that. A Mustang 2? I don't know. Anywho, so that's what it looks like with this pickguard on it. Now I'm always telling you to like, comment, and subscribe. You know, I'm not kidding, guys. In fact, don't just like, comment, and subscribe, but tell your pals. Tell anybody you think would have any kind of interest in these goofy videos. You know, they just don't have anything to do on a, you know, Sunday evening, and they're getting ready to go to work the next day, and they just want to be put to sleep. Here I am, the Sandman. So here's this color, Pearloid White. This looks really good against this. This will be a little shinier when I'm done with it, but it'll be pretty much like this. So, do we like this? This is where I need you guys to help me out. And like I said last time I tried to make this video, I probably won't end up doing what you say anyways, but hey, you can at least have a say in it. That way you can, you know, say, hey, well, I told him to do this and he didn't do it. What are we going to do about that? So, anyways, here's Pearloid White. This is the non-aged Pearloid White. They also have a Pearloid Cream aged, which is just a little more yellowish than this. That might look good on here. I do not have that material, but it might look good. I also think that a straight black 3-ply pickguard on here would look really good. That would really contrast this vintage look. So, you know, since we have the technology to show you these other things, let's do that. I have black Pearloid. I have blue Pearloid, and I have some tobacco colored Pearloid. Let's get those out. I don't know if we're gonna really see anything because they're not cut out to any kind of a shape, so they're just a big blob. So it might not really help, but let's just put it on there just for the heck of it. I'll hold it up and you can say, whoa, hey, that might look pretty good. I don't know if that'd look good or not. I mean, they all would look good, but I'm still trying to keep this kind of vintagey. And I know they've never used, that I know of, a blue purloin. That's for customized people. Which, we both know that I like to customize stuff, so it could well be that I'd do it. Here's the black. You know, and this doesn't look as good, I don't think, as a solid black one. Even though this would look really good, solid black would just be such a contrast. There's black. And here's the tobacco that we've got. Now, this might look pretty awesome on here too. And I know that some of the Dual Sonics came with a pickguard like this, but they were a lighter colored body. Okay? That does look pretty awesome, doesn't it? You know what I really wish is if I used something like this, that I could have it up here too. Whoa, that'd look cool. See, I'm full of ideas. I'm just don't know how to pull them off yet. I have worked with plastic for decades. When I was a sign guy, I worked with plastic constantly. And I kind of know how to form it and all that kind of stuff, so just heat it up. So that'd be kind of cool. I just don't know, especially this thick stuff, if that would mess up the tuners. If you'd have to get tuners that were higher or something just to do that, or shave this down, which I ain't gonna do. So anywho, guys, there we have it. The latest and greatest of what's going on. Now I'll tell you a little bit more about this neck. You know, I showed you Mr. Green a while back and demonstrated him. But like I said in that video, the first 3 frets or 4 frets at the bottom of the neck here next to the nut, they just fretted out. They didn't sound. They just made a tink doink, tinky doinky noise. And so I took it to the tune-up guy, and he tuned it up, and he got it running real good for me. And here's what he told me. Now, this neck is an aftermarket neck. This did not come with the kit. This is not a kit neck. It looks pretty good. But here's what he told me, what the problem, that one of the problems with that other neck was the other kit neck. You cannot see this, so I cannot show it to you. But you can actually, if you look here, put your little x-ray specs on, you can actually see a tiny bit of daylight. Not showing all the way through, but you can see that it's up. Like you could put an itty-bitty feeler gauge in there. In other words, this fret in particular is not hammered all the way down in. And that's going to cause trouble no matter what. And there's a couple of them like that. Not a lot. This is a pretty decent neck. But, you know, they have these things that are fret installers basically, and they're like a clamp. Then you clamp it down and you reef on it. I wish I had one of those, because I can see, like I said, most of them are just fine. But there's some that just didn't get quite seated. They call it fret seating. So that's the deal. Now, if I was to go out, folks, and buy myself a WD neck, a Warmoth neck, an actual fender neck, especially if it was a Warmoth or WD or any of those from United States, you would not have that problem. Now, if you bought a used fender neck, you might. If you bought a brand new one, you probably wouldn't, but, you know, used one, if it's used in you know, over the years, they can loosen up and stuff. So there's no guarantee. The guarantee, is my friends from the South said, no guarantee on that. But this one's pretty good. Got it all mounted up there. So anywho, that's what I'm going to have to do with this. I'm going to try to find a way to kind of get some of these, you know, you can't just pound on them with a hammer, because that'll just mush them out. They're just, you know, nickel copper or something like that, or whatever they are. So they're really pliable, malleable, shall we say. So I'll be working on that. I got this all set up right. You know, I put these 2 strings in here, and they load right up perfectly in line. They got equal space on either side, you know, inside. So I think all that's going to be good. Going to get my name on there, a couple other things, and that's really pretty much about it. Like I said before, I wish that I've only got a minimal amount of subscribers, and you know, I'd like to get some more. So if you guys know anybody at all that might be interested in this channel, just let them know. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. What color pickguard should I make for this thing? Or should I use the original one? I don't know. But at least give me your opinion. Tell your friends. Tell everybody. Old RJ's building another crazy looking guitar. All right, guys. I think I've talked to you long enough. Like I said, that's one of my loops playing over there. It's quite exciting, I know. And I hope you guys are enjoying the channel. And that means I'm going to have to see you later. Bye-bye.